Over the past few years, I've been lucky enough to drive a few different iterations of the Defender, including the Defender 90, which is the two-door, shorter wheelbase. I've driven the Defender 130 with the 3-row. Me and the family did a road trip in it. And now we have this, the Defender 130 Outbound, which is basically the top of the line you can get in a Defender. Let's get into it. All right, before we dive too deep into what we have here, let's quickly talk about the different trims and model levels that you have for the Defender. Like I already mentioned, you have the Defender 90, which is the two-door, shorter wheelbase Defender. We do have a video out on that if you're interested in checking that out. Really like it, really like the two-door configuration, although it is a bit difficult to get into the rear seats. On top of that, you have the Defender 110, which, as you might imagine, is a bit bigger, is the four-door version, but a bit shorter than this one, which is the 130, which is where you get the 3-row Defender, which again, we did review the 3-row 130. We took it on a road trip, had the family packed in. It was an 8-passenger. We had every seat packed, but this one, the Defender 130 Outbound, does not have a 3rd row. It's only a 2-row, so you got a lot of room in the back. We'll talk about that. And as far as trims go for the 130, it does start with the Defender 130, which is the base trim. Then you have the Defender X Dynamic, and then the Defender X. And like I mentioned, the Outbound is the top of the line of the biggest version of the Defender. So let's dive into this one specifically, talking about the exterior design. All right, first off on the exterior, let's talk about this striking Carpathian gray matte paint. It does give this already beastly vehicle a very utilitarian, very rugged look, and really helps emphasize some of the lines and design in this body. The Outbound trim addresses previous aesthetic concerns with subtle design improvements that enhance its rugged yet refined look. We've got functional additions, including incorporating practical design elements such as increased tie-down points and roof load capacity, supporting its adventurous spirit. The impressive dimensions of this vehicle have it measuring in at 200.8 inches in length, with a wheelbase of 119.0 inches, a width of 82.9 inches, and a height of 77.6 inches, definitely offering a commanding presence on the road or off the road. It features a ground clearance of 11.5 inches to enhance that off-road performance. We're equipped with 20-inch double 5-spoke wheels in gloss black and Goodyear Wrangler Duratec all-terrain tires for rugged aesthetics and improved off-road handling. Up front, you have the very distinctive, very Land Rover headlights. In the back, you've got those distinctive tail lights. You have gloss black trimming around the vehicle, around the cabin. And then of course, on the driver's side here, we have the step ladder that can be pulled down to reach that roof. So as you have stuff geared up there, it is easier to climb up. And then on the passenger side, you've got the box. This is a toolbox that you could throw basically whatever you want to in it. Some tools, some gear, wet clothing, whatever suits your fancy that will fit into that small box. The combination of all of these features ensures that the Defender 130 Outbound stands out not only for its functionality, but also for its sophisticated design tailored for both urban and rugged environments. Looking quickly at the rear hatch door, it is heavy-duty construction. The rear hatch door is robust and designed to handle the rigors of off-roading use. You can see the full spare tire. It has a full-size wheel and obviously that full-size all-terrain Goodyear tire that we get on the wheels on the vehicle. So if you have a flat or something happens, you're covered at least for one wheel. The door does swing open to the curb, which is less convenient in tight urban spaces. But other than that, I like the barn door style opening of the hatch. And once you do open it up, there is a ton of room. Again, we don't have a 3rd row in this vehicle, so behind the 2nd row, you're looking at 35.8 cubic feet, providing ample space for everyday use and adventures. Cargo volume behind the first row expands to 76.1 cubic feet, offering significant space for larger gear and extended trips. With the removal of the third row, the Outbound offers a flat, extensive cargo area similar in size to compact pickups, but with the added benefit of being enclosed. We do have enhanced tie-down options to ensure gear is securely stowed during off-road excursions. And of course, we have practical touches like rubber floor matting and storage solutions to maximize usability. The 130 Outbound's rear hatch and cargo space make it an ideal choice for those who need a combination of rugged utility and spacious interior. Taking a look under the hood, the engine that powers this beast is a 3-liter turbocharged P400 inline-six. It does have a mild hybrid technology. We're pushing 395 horsepower, 406 pound-feet of torque. The acceleration from 0 to 60 should be in about 6.3 seconds. We'll test that out as we take this thing for a drive. It is all matched up to an 8-speed automatic transmission, standard 4-wheel drive with intelligent all-wheel drive. Off-roading features include locking differentials and a terrain response system, and this thing can actually tow up to 8,200 pounds. The 130 Outbound has adaptive air suspension for adjustable ride height and improved comfort. The ground clearance is up to 11.5 inches like we mentioned before. This thing is capable of forwarding up to 35 inches of water. It is a beast. All right, guys, we're jumping inside to talk about the interior here. Starting off with the trimming of the Outbound, you do have what they call ebony on ebony on ebony. So black on black on black. It is black leather, black trimming, black everywhere, which I do like. We do have rubber floor mats, really nice, comfortable seats here in the front, a really spacious interior. Let me turn you around and start showing off everything that we've got here. All right, and let's start off by kicking it on. It is push button start, obviously, and everything will come to life. First things first, with our 11.4-inch touchscreen display for our infotainment and a lot of the functionality here. Most everything is based on the screen, although you do have some physical buttons, but you get a lot of great info, including some off-roading menus, air quality. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integrations, a ton of info. You've got your Wade sensing, trailering controls, and your full 360 camera system, which is great for off-roading, but also great for parking this wide, large SUV. Moving down from the screen, we do have our shifter here. It's more of a traditional shifter, even though it's still fully electronic. You've got a trigger button back here that you push in. You can push it up for reverse. That'll bring up your 360 camera, obviously, with the backup camera. Push it in and all the way back for drive. Push in the button here for park. Pretty standard. And then quite a bit more buttons, including all our AC and heat controls. And a lot of these are 2 function buttons. So this will turn up and down your temperature for your AC and heat. And then you can push this in, and now this will adjust your fan speed. Push this in and it's your terrain management. If you push in these themselves, you've got cooled seats or heated seats. You also have functions like turning off your automatic shutoff for the engine. You've got your hill descent control. You've got your ride height here, so you can raise the height or lower it or put it at a neutral point. You have a traction control button and a terrain low button. A physical volume knob here with power. Below all of that is your connectivity. So you've got a USB Type-C and USB Type-A charging ports, which also connect to the infotainment system for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You have an accessory charger down here. A nice big open cubby right here. Cup holders, a little bit of a tray that you can see a lot of my stuff's thrown in. Nice, squishy, good armrest. Button side, instead of having a larger cubby, you have an actual cooler, which is actually chilled already. And this little tray here is also a wireless charger, so I can throw my phone down here and it will start to wirelessly charge. Moving on to the steering wheel, it is a full rounded steering wheel, no flat bottom. You've got all your controls on either side here, no controls on the back, no paddle shifters. The Defender badge right there. And behind it is a full digital driver information display. You can dive into it and change stuff like your information, which is great for seeing all kinds of info here. You can also go in and change the layout of the display from 2-dial to 1-dial. You can go to a full map and obviously media or driver assist. I don't mind the 2-dial kind of traditional layout here. And all of that's controlled by this a range of buttons here on the steering wheel, as you can see. You can also probably see down here, it is a heated steering wheel, which is great for winter time. You can also see that there's a big shelf here on the passenger side with another USB Type-C charger, glove box down there, traditional. The shelf continues on this side and all the way over here. And I've used this for my phone, or right now we just have the GoPro sitting there. Nice and secure because it's very rubberized. And down below that is an electronic parking brake. We also have a massive sunroof here. So this shade comes all the way back. There's even one over what would be the third row, but of course this doesn't have a third row, but we'll leave that closed for now. We also do have the tricked out rear view mirror where it's a screen built into it where you're looking at the rear view camera or just the mirror itself. But I think that's a good look around. If you got more questions about the interior, things that are going on in here, leave them down in the comments below and I'll try to answer them after the fact. But I think it's time to get this thing out on the road. So this Defender 130 Outbound delivers a balanced blend of on-road comfort and off-road prowess. Powered by that 3-liter turbocharged inline-six engine with a mild hybrid system, it generates 395 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque, like we already mentioned. Equipped with 4-wheel drive, the Defender 130 Outbound is designed to conquer a variety of challenging terrains. The vehicle features locking differentials and Land Rover's terrain response system, which optimizes performance by adjusting the vehicle's settings based on the terrain. The adaptive air suspension offers an impressive 11.5-inch ground clearance and can forward water depths of 35 inches, surpassing many of its competitors. This makes the Defender 130 Outbound a versatile vehicle. And while I didn't get to take this thing off-road, really, you know it's a beast. On-road, on the other hand, the Defender 130 Outbound maintains a composed and comfortable ride. The adaptive air suspension system not only improves off-road capability, but also enhances on-road comfort by adjusting the ride height and absorbing road imperfections. Despite its robust construction, the SUV handles well in various driving conditions, providing a smooth and controlled driving experience. The 23.8-liter fuel tank ensures a respectable range, making it suitable for long-distance travel without frequent stops. Your fuel economy in this is 16 miles per gallon city, 18 miles per gallon highway with a combined of 17. And during our week with the vehicle, we've been averaging 16.4 miles to the gallon. The second row is spacious. We had plenty of room for the kids to be 3 wide back there. They've got their own charging. They've got their own AC and heat controls. No complaints there. I'm 6'1", bigger guy, and I fit back there just fine. And again, driving this big beast even into the city, around country roads, up on the highway, down in the suburbs. It just does everything really well for day-to-day driving. It is a bigger vehicle. You do have that 360 camera to help out with parking, but it never feels so big that it's cumbersome like some trucks or even larger SUVs. And of course, no matter where you go, you're always going to get these looks of guys that know what's up, which is a cool thing. All right, so let's turn on this closed off back road here. Completely closed off. Let's do a quick 0 to 60. Dead stop. Ready, set, go. $60. Felt pretty quick for this big old thing. Let's check it on the edit and get back into the drive. Overall, the Defender 130 Outbound combines powerful performance, advanced off-road capabilities, and everyday practicality. It's a great vehicle for a wide range of adventures, even if you never take it off-road. All right, guys, after that fun drive, let's quickly talk about the price and some of the competition. Then we'll wrap it up, jumping out, talking about my final thoughts. But let's get into the price. First off, if you're looking at a Defender 130, your base price for that will start you at $69,100, so just under $70,000. This 130 Outbound has a base price of just under $85,000. And this one that I'm sitting in right now has a full MSRP of $101,000. That's a lot. All right, let's quickly talk about the competition that is out there for this thing. Even with its heavy price tag, it'll compete with things like the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, even the 392 with its base price of $79,000. That, of course, has the 6.4 liter V8 Hemi engine in it, but pushes similar horsepower and torque numbers to this. If I was doing only off-roading kind of things, the Wrangler is a hard vehicle to beat, but that 392 at that price is kind of just a show-off vehicle more than anything else. My favorite Wrangler is the 4xe, so take that for what you will. You can also look at the Bronco. Obviously, you have the Raptor Bronco. You have trims like the Wild Track. Obviously, Bronco is way less expensive, with some of the higher end trims starting around $56,000 to $70,000. And even with its 2.7 liter twin turbocharged V6, you're still pushing around 330 horsepower, 415 pound-feet of torque. Getting into something that I think more closely matches this is the Toyota Land Cruiser, especially its new design. That in a comparable trim starts around $85,000, so much closer to what this is. You get a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 pushing 409 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. I haven't driven the newest Land Cruiser, but it never disappoints either. In a similar vein, you have the GX from Lexus, which is a beast of a vehicle. Luxurious, looks good out on the road, again, especially the new design. And of course, if you want to throw in the Mercedes G-Class, but that thing has an even higher base price than this, but is comparable in luxury and capabilities. And it's been quite a while since I've driven a G-Wagon, but they are amazing. But when it comes down to it, what am I looking at? What do I think about this after all of that? Let's jump out. I'll give you some of my final thoughts and we'll wrap this thing up. So at the end of the week, I think that the Defender 130 Outbound is a standout choice in the market. From its design, to its size, to its interior quality, to its tech, to its capabilities. Everything about this vehicle checks all the boxes for me, and I've really enjoyed every Defender that I've driven so far, but this one really stands out as a favorite. Obviously, it's got a massive price tag to go along with it, but comparatively on everything else in the market, I think it is worth that price. It's one of the rare few beastly vehicles that I just really enjoy driving. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the Defender 130, the Defender 130 Outbound. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We do a different review every week, ranging from small affordable cars to large unaffordable beasts to EVs in the market. Obviously, trucks. Really worth checking out the channel and subscribing if you're into automotive reviews. You should also check out TXGARAGE.com, where we've got a lot of written reviews as well as event news coverage from a lot of great authors over there, not just myself. Really worth checking out. But with that, that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching.